Hey guys, my name's Jason, and today we're in Sweden. We're gonna go gold mining. This mine was discovered in the 1870s, and it was worked really hard back in the 1980s and 90s when the price of gold was up. But since then, it hasn't been worked, and these guys have taken over the claims, and they're just getting going on processing some of the old tailings and some of the stockpiled ore now that the price of gold has come back up. We're gonna take a tour today. We're gonna see their workings. We're gonna see their pilot plant they have set up. We're gonna run some of their old tailings through their system and hopefully see some gold on the table. Just behind me up in the hillside, we're gonna go see the open pit where they worked in the 80s and 90s, and they took out over 300,000 tons of ore. On this side is all the old crushed tailings that they have to reprocess. And then over here that's been reclaimed as well is the raw ore. So their plan is to process the tailings that have already been crushed first, because it's easy and the gold is already liberated, and then maybe later in the process they can start mining this hillside over here that has all the stuff they need to crush and process further. This is a picture of the operation, and this is where the building is now, and then this is all the tailings here and here.
Well, also here and here.
Wow, and the pit is here full of water. And so you're gonna mine all of this and all of this.
We're gonna start with this one here.
Start up here. And so you'll get the tailings here. It's already crushed.
Yeah.
So you just have to run it through the system. Nice. And this is the stuff you need to crush.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of good ore. And how wide are the veins?
I think the vein was 1.2 meters.
1.2 meters here. That's pretty good size. And the amount of gold? What's the grade of the?
That is secret.
That's secret. You can't talk about the grade. But there's enough gold to make it worth mining.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah. Some good gold here. We'll see some gold on the table later, and then you can decide if it's worth mining or not. Yeah. Okay. So this is like the outcrop of the vein, and so this is one of the 4 veins.
Yeah.
And is this the richest one, or this the one you like? This is the one you like the best. Don't fall down in the hole. But this is the stuff you're looking for here. Very nice pyrite. And so the veins, they run this way, and they cross the pit. But the pit kind of runs at an angle, so they did a lot of work that wasn't on the veins. Oh, they're following these 2 veins at the end of the pit. Oh, I see. So there's more ore to mine across the pit this way. So it's like we call it a stock work. Like vein stocks, it's all mixed. There's veins everywhere, running every which way. So they follow these veins all the way through the pit. Oh, I see. And now it makes a little more sense. So like I mentioned earlier, all this was blasted out in the 80s and 90s, but these guys have so much ore sitting on the surface that they don't need to mine anything for a long time. They're gonna reprocess the tailings and some of the ore that's been stockpiled. So even though this is a very interesting spot to come prospect, and they have the hard rock outcrops and they have some nice pyrite exposed in the veins, they're not gonna start working here for years until they process their tailings and their stockpiled ore and get some cash flow going that they can then come back to the hard rock stuff and start mining underground. And this is the ore, this is the quartz ore. And it's pyrite, quartz and pyrite and gold. There's silver, but no lead, no zinc. So this is a nice exposure of the outcrop here. You can see the pyrite weathering, the oxidized surface here. The old saying, the redder the better, and this is just about as red as you get. And in this ore there's free gold as well as associated with the pyrite. So the pyrite concentrates are going to be important as well. Several veins we've cross-cut, but there's just massive pyrite in some of this quartz. Really good looking stuff. And it's hard to say, but maybe the hanging wall is here, and in this location it grades, maybe the footwall is here, so it's maybe 1/3 of a meter, or about 1 foot wide. And they say these veins go way down deep. Really good looking stuff. Okay, Daniel, what are we looking at here?
This is one of the ore. So we have drilled straight through it.
Right on the vein.
Yeah, right
trying
on the
trying to match the strike and dip.
And we actually find gold in every meters.
You found gold in every meter.
Yeah.
How far down?
27 meters.
27 meters. And you found gold all the way.
All the way. We have 3 more down there.
3 more drill holes.
No, veins.
Oh, veins. Down over this way. Sounds like you have a gold mine.
We hope so.
What do you think, Rolf?
I think it looks very good. And we have been further up in the forest looking for other veins as well, right?
Yes, straight this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this vein is keep on going at least 200 meters.
Yeah, it's unreal.
This is the kind of mining I'm used to here. Down the rock face. We see the vein outcrop here in the pit. So Daniel's brought us down into the face of the pit where they stopped mining. And this is the outcrop where they stopped. There's still lots of gold here, and the vein continues on trend farther to the, what is this, east or west?
West.
West, farther to the west for hundreds of meters. They've tracked it. They have boreholes that they found good gold on out further on strike on the vein. Looks like good stuff. And this isn't as oxidized, probably because it hasn't been exposed as long. This was mined in the 90s. But they have lots and lots of sulfides here. Very nice. And the vein pinches and swells up to like 1.5 meters, down to nothing, almost. Pyrite's starting to oxidize here, turning it red. There's a vein here, and is there another vein right over here? Gold is every way, yeah. And you were saying earlier that the veins have the majority of the gold, but even the gold grades into the wall rock too. So even this has some gold in it. And that's why they were kind of mining just a huge trench, because they could take gold all the way. Still gold, 20 meters from the fault zone. Yeah. So they just came in through here and trenched out. What is this? 200 meters or something? 200 meters, 240 meters long. And the lake is maybe 3 to 5 meters deep in places. So they took out 300,000 tons of ore. So we've walked across this pit, maybe 15, 20 meters. Is that about right? My metric system isn't so good, yeah? But 15, 20 meters, and we've crossed 4 or 5 veins. And so they were just mining across, and even the veins have the highest grade gold, but even the waste rock, the host rock, has gold in it. So they could just take this whole trench and make it pay. And it sounds like along the way they've found other veins that cross-cut these veins. So there's a whole stockwork of gold veins here, and it all looks really good. It's clearly all the same genesis, because all the sulfides are the same. But it looks really good. Sweden reminds me very much of Alaska, southern Alaska. The spruce and the pine trees, small. The undergrowth is wild strawberries, wild blueberries. But it's very similar to Alaska and Canada back in North America. They're showing me the wild strawberries. Yeah, it's very nice. What do you call these? What is this in Swedish?
Smultron.
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 These are little wild strawberries. Oh, flies. Let's try them. Mmm.
Yeah, they are really sweet.
They're very sweet, very really intense flavor for such a small, tiny little berry. So in true Swedish fashion, they brought out the kayaks, and now we're gonna go boating in their gold mine. I don't think I've ever kayaked in a gold mine before, but leave it up to the Swedes to take you kayaking in their gold mine. Okay, they want me to get on this boat here, this kayak. See if I can do this without falling in. Okay. Yeah, see? Natural. We're working our way up towards the face of the pit, or the head of the pit, and there's fault zones that were cross-cut, so they have ore that they've cross-cut, and then up at the end of the pit here, from here to here is about 15 meters. There's 4 or 5 veins that they're following. You can see the oxidation of the sulfides. So it continues that way for a long way. Prospecting by boat is nice. You can see the vein outcrop behind me. It's all red and oxidized. They took out a lot of rock. This was a big project. Fish. The redder the better. Now we're gonna go take a look at the tailings and we'll run some of this ore and get some gold. So all this area out in front of us is the old tailings pond from the 90s. And they processed down the hill in the building. Then they would pump all the tailings up here, and we're walking along the berm wall. But everything out in front of us, maybe 4 or 5 acres. And there's enough gold in these tailings to make it worthwhile to dig it up and bring it back down to the processing center. And it's already crushed, so there's no need to crush it. They just dig it up and run it through their system. Yeah, we talk about how easy it is just to come dig it up, but it takes a lot of work to dig it up and then put it through the system and get everything tuned in right and all the fuel to do it, and it's a big job. But you have 65,000 tons, you said. 65,000 tons of gold ore. Crushed, ready to go. Big smile.
Big smile.
Here's a test pit that they've dug into the tailings. It's already crushed and everything. This is the ore out of the pit that they crushed, but their process wasn't very good.
Oh.
And so there's lots of gold left here. And it's just layers and layers and layers of ready to process tailings. Rolf is making a delicious lunch. Swedish
meatball sandwich.
Meatball sandwich.
Yes.
Traditional
special Swedish.
Swedish meatballs for lunch.
Swedish meatballs.
I had
the Swedish chef is like meatballs.
I had to come all the way to Sweden to get the traditional Swedish meatballs.
Yeah.
And Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the world you go, you have Coca-Cola. Yeah, what is this? The new Ford Ranger?
Yeah. Raptor.
The Raptor. Are these legal in Sweden?
Yeah.
This is a nice truck, huh? Is this your truck, Magnus?
This is Daniel's truck.
Daniel's truck.
Yeah, with a tent on top.
With the tent on top.
Yeah.
This looks like it belongs in the US here. Very nice truck.
Here in the Swedish Klondike.
In the Swedish Klondike, that's right. They've driven me way out to the west side of their claim. They're gonna show me some new veins that they've just found. They're taking me deep into the woods. When you're in these foreign countries, you just get in the car and you drive and you follow, and I have no idea where I'm going or what we're gonna see. It's always an adventure. They were just telling me about the wild boars, and they said something about moose yesterday. So we'll see what we find here in the wilds of Sweden. What are we marking our way? Is this so we can find our way back? Huh. Oh boy, hope we can find our way back here. Okay, we've just arrived. So where are we? What's happening? What's going on? This looks like good quartz.
Oh, this is good quartz.
So we're on your claims now.
Yeah. This is really wide.
And this you have starting like over here.
Yeah.
And goes a meter or more wide. 8 meters wide down this way.
Yeah.
It goes to the lake this way.
Yeah.
And it goes right into the lake.
Yeah.
Wow. And you think these are the same veins that you're on now in the pit?
We don't know yet.
Don't know. And have you had these analyzed?
No, we haven't.
You haven't had them looked at yet. But there's no mining, there's no mine here.
No mine.
Just the outcrop. So we're about 2,000 meters from the pit, and they're not sure if these are the same trend as what they're mining in the pit, but this is on the far western side of their claim. Ooh, blueberries, just like back home. Those are good blueberries.
Yeah. So we can stay the night.
You can stay the night, we're okay now. Don't worry, it's safe here now. We have blueberries.
There is the mining pit.
Yeah.
It is here. That's where you went canoeing. And the mining site is here. And we are now up here.
Crossing between the lakes.
Oh, at the blue.
Yeah.
Oh, so
And
we're
it's there.
we're a little bit off trend. This would be this way.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
Or if, because Daniel said there is one line which goes this way
Yeah,
too.
that's true. This way
Yeah.
would line right up with
Yeah.
where we're at.
Yeah.
So it might be thousands of meters on
Yes.
strike.
Yes. Yes.
So this is the one wall.
Yeah.
Here, the foot wall maybe.
Goes down a little bit here.
But all this everywhere where Daniel's standing is all vein. And they cleared off some of this. Look at the quartz. All quartz. And it goes farther. This way.
Yeah, there.
Still. To the tree.
Lots of quartz. Lots of pyrite.
Yeah, this is the same mineralogy as in the pit. Lots of pyrite. This is nice. This is very nice. And wide. This is the mineable width. You know the term mineable width? It needs to be wide enough that you can mine it at a profit.
Yeah.
This is mineable width for sure.
Is this like baggy quartz?
Buggy quartz, yep. Yep. Like here where the sulfides have oxidized away. Sometimes you find gold in the vugs.
Yeah.
Where it was in with the pyrite, and the pyrite oxidizes away, and then the gold is left. All right, now we're gonna go back and do some processing, but we have to find our blue tape. Rolf, where's our blue tape?
It's down there, mate.
July is a nice time to visit Sweden. Your summers are like this.
Yes.
Very nice in the summer.
Yeah.
The other 9 months, not so nice though.
No.
We are gonna start processing now. Now Magnus, you start here with the feeder.
Yeah.
And what material are we gonna be running today?
Today we're going to run the material from the Tailings magazine that we have up here.
And it's already crushed, it's already fine. So they can load it in the hopper here, and it comes off the belt.
Yeah.
How many tons per hour?
8.7.
8.7
tons.
tons per hour.
Per hour.
This is fast. They're gonna come through this belt here, and it feeds. What? Now, I have a question. Why do you have two belts? You just need the length. The length to get to the screen deck. So the tailings come off this belt onto the second belt, and it's up into a shaker screen, right?
Yeah.
And so this is the shaking screen. And this screen has a 1.5 millimeter. And the tailings has some dirt in it, and rocks and things, sticks that you screen out. And the fine, what goes through the screen, comes down into the yellow bin. So all the tailings, screen tailings, come down to the slurry pump. The slurry pump pumps them up to this holding tank here, and then they flow by gravity down into the Falcon 350. This is a centrifugal bowl. And you run for an hour before you clean out? So you run 8 tons or so?
Yep.
And then you stop and clean it out?
Yes.
And then you start again and run another 8 tons? Okay. And the tailings come out of the Falcon and get pumped back up to the tailings farm.
Yeah.
Nice. And then a little bit later, we'll run the concentrates from the Falcon on the shaker table in the gold room. Now we're cleaning out the bowl. And this all washes down underneath.
Yeah.
Now we're collecting the concentrates. Can you show me the material comes down here on the black?
It's a feeding from yellow river, yellow pipe,
Okay.
and after this is coming up.
It sprays it against here, and there's
freezing in the bowl.
there's one groove.
Coming cloud is coming up.
Yeah. And so there's a groove here that catches most of the gold.
It's catching a free refill. It's upstairs. all the golds and heavy stuff.
All the gold is up here.
Yeah.
In the 3 riffles.
Yes.
Now we've cleaned the concentrates, and they'll start the bowl back up again. And this is for the elutriation water, the water coming in on the riffles.
Yes.
Keep it fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you run 15 psi.
Yes.
1.5. Now we go again. Magnus is setting up the rock saw for us. So we're gonna cut some small samples with lots of pyrite. See if we can find any gold in these. Flies. Ugh. Horse flies, biting flies. Nice looking stuff. We've just finished our run. We're going to take our concentrates from the Falcon Bowl. We're going to bring them in and run them on this Holman-Wilfley table, clean it up, and see how much gold we got. This is the concentrates from the Falcon Bowl.
Yeah.
And we ran, what, an hour and 15 minutes or something? 1 hour. Yeah. So the bigger pieces are pyrite down here.
Yeah, that's pyrite.
And here we have the gold line right up top.
Ja, men det var jag som missade lite.
More coming here.
Ja, vi hade lite med vår. Jag tror det.
Nice gold line now.
Yeah. Consistent and nice gold line, yeah.
Yeah.
Kom igen, nu går vi och hämtar lite mer. Vad stod vi här?
So now what will you do with it? You pan it out or you just sell it? You take the number 5 and sell it?
We need to pan it out.
Pan it out. It always comes down to a pan.
Yeah,
Always.
Never fail.
Here we have the expert panners at work. Rolf and Andres.
Yep.
Panning away. Is the gold very pure or mixed with a lot of silver?
It makes a lot of silver.
Like 70% gold and 30% silver,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that? You can kind of tell by the color. It's a whiter gold. I've been conscripted into gold panning here. They got me a pan, so now I have to see if I'm as good as the Swedes are. I'm just very carefully working the sulfides off the top. This is probably some of the finest gold I've ever panned. It doesn't have any large pieces, very, very few. But the gold will show up in the corners. It's very, very fine. You have to have lots of patience for this gold. Here's the gold that I recovered. Rolf has some nice gold.
Yep.
Yep. Andres has some gold as well. So maybe we can get it all in one place. We'll see what it looks like all together. While I was filming, I had a little camera malfunction, but here's some pictures of the gold that we got. It's super fine, really, really nice color, and these guys actually did pretty good for running for 1 hour. Well, these guys are just getting started on their gold mining adventure, and they're so close to going into full-scale production on the 65,000 tons of tailings they have here stockpiled, and they're looking for investors. So if you guys are interested in becoming involved, I'll leave their contact information in the description below. They're looking to invest in some more equipment, including a turnkey system from myself, so they can start processing the rest of the hard rock ore they have stockpiled, and once they start mining underground, they're going to need a way to crush and concentrate the gold. I wanted to say a huge thank you to all the miners here. You've shown me such great hospitality, and I really appreciate it. I had a ton of fun, and we found some really, really nice gold. And also, be sure to check out Rolf's website. I'll leave it in the description below as well. He's got the pay dirt for sale from this mine, as well as a lot of other cool stuff. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.